had an experience that has completely changed their life. It's different for everyone, whether it's an injury or family matters. For me, it was moving from a large city to a small town off the interstate. Picture this, it's Christmas, I'm in 8th grade, and it's Christmas break. My life is great, my sisters are home, and I'm really close to graduating and going on to high school at St. Paul's. I'm in my room, and my parents call me out to the living room. I'm thinking, great, what I do this time. But my sisters are already there, and I've done nothing recently, so maybe it's not something I did. However, my heart is still pounding like I actually did do something. So I sit by my mom on the couch, candles on the floor, and hopes on the fireplace. To be honest, I thought someone had died. But my mom tells us that my dad had accepted a call to be the director of admissions at St. Paul's. My heart sunk, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm in total shock, but I look over and I see Anna crying. I assume she's sad, so I break down and start crying too. I don't want to move. But Anna isn't sad. She's really happy. She's excited. She can go home whenever she wants, and our family can watch her during sporting events. But I'm sad because I don't want to leave Springfield. I don't want to leave our house or my friends. I want it to stay the same forever, or else I feel like my life would fall apart. Flash forward 8 months, and we're all moved in, and school has already started. I had made friends through volleyball in the dorms, so it wasn't too bad. However, some upperclassmen didn't really like me, and I couldn't understand why. Well, obviously, I don't think that highly of myself where I can't find things that are wrong with me. I just didn't know what I had done. They made unfair judgments about me without really getting to know me, as Wood defines it. I wasn't sure if they based this off of my physical appearance, as Wood puts it, or because I just moved, or because Anna was my older sister. Anyone who knows Anna knows that she's outgoing, kind, and hilarious, so it kind of baffled me why people didn't really like her. But I later realized it's either because they weren't invited to her birthday party, which was really dumb, or I guess they're just jealous of her because I don't know what else was wrong with her. So in a sense, as Wood puts it, they made an inference about me. Since I'm Anna's sister, we're probably just the same. But either way, it was unfair, and because anyone who knows us knows that we are polar opposites. Freshman year flew by, and it was really fun. I made a lot of adjustments to living in a small town and going to a school with a lot of cultures and having a lot of new experiences. But while freshman year was really fun, sophomore year wasn't so good for me. Sophomore year is when all the sadness really sunk in, and I couldn't really sleep well, and I couldn't really focus. But my life wasn't bad, it was actually really great. I had a lot of good friends, but it was just always kind of sad. So my mom, being like the typical mom, was worried sick about me and made me go see a therapist. So after talking to the therapist, I realized it wasn't my life that I hated, she made me realize that I was still sad about our move, because after all, that's where I grew up. I had lived there for 9 years. So moving from a big city to a small town that seemed like it was in the middle of nowhere was a really hard adjustment for me. Thankfully, I had a friend who was super supportive of me and made me love life here in Concordia. And most importantly, my second half of sophomore year got a lot better for me. I was more at ease and at peace for the first time in 2 years. While my experience in Concordia sounds somewhat negative, there were a lot of positive aspects to it. Moving here gave me a fresh start. I got to start over completely and make new friends through volleyball camp, such as Carson, Katie, and Emma. I also made friends through the classroom, such as Elizabeth, who I met in physical science, and Tori, who I met in English 1. Since I also lived in the dorms my first semester, I got to know a few people there, namely Vicky, who was from China and was a senior at the time. Vicky was special to me because we had a lot of inside jokes, and while getting to know her, I got to learn a lot more about our culture, which was really interesting. And looking back at it now, I realized that I would have met Vicky because I would have lived in the dorms either way, which I really appreciated that. While I loved spending time with my friends, it was hard to find things to do with them because Concordia is such a small town compared to Springfield, which is a really big city and had everything to do. So being freshmen and not having cars, we would either hang out at the dorm, or walk around quad, or go to the park after dark and play games. And since everything was within walking distance, it was made for a neat experience because to go anywhere in Springfield, you need a car unless you really want to walk for 30 minutes. While moving gave me a lot of new experiences and making new friends and experience of living in a small town, it also gave me new perspectives. People may be constantly judging others like the upperclassmen did with me before. Because of them, I now try to get to know people so that they can have a fair chance. I know that if I judged people before really talking to them, I probably wouldn't have very many friends. Because of my freshman year experience, I try to be kind to people because you never know what they have gone through. Being new has taught me empathy, as Wood states, to those that are new, because it can be intimidating coming to a new school and not knowing anyone. For example, Mary had came in this year, and I heard about her through some other people. I wanted to be her friend because I knew that she probably wouldn't have very many friends, and so if I didn't talk to her one day on our way to personal finance, we probably wouldn't be best friends to this day. So moving from Springfield has taught me several lessons. To have empathy for those who are new, not to judge others because they're new or because I've heard things about them, and that bad things always get better no matter how bad they seem in the beginning. The huge life experience that changed me was moving from Springfield, which is a really large city, to Concordia, which is a small town off the interstate. There were many adjustments I had to make and people and things I had to leave behind. 4 years later, and it's safe to say that God really knew what He was doing.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Yay. Thank you, Corinna.